They told me my wheelchair ramp ruined the neighborhood aesthetic, so I made it the most beautiful thing they'd ever seen, and made them pay for it. After my accident last year, my world changed overnight. I went from fixing fences and mowing lawns every weekend to figuring out how to roll through my own front door. Independence mattered to me, so the first thing I did was install a small wooden wheelchair ramp on my porch. It wasn't fancy, just functional, a simple way for me to come and go without help. But apparently, the HOA decided that my accessibility wasn't visually pleasing. A week after the ramp went up, I found a bright yellow envelope taped to my door. Unapproved structural modification. Fine, $500. I thought there had to be some mistake. So I called the HOA office. The president, let's call her Carol, picked up. She said, "We sympathize with your situation, but rules are rules. The ramp doesn't match community aesthetics." I reminded her it was on my property, built for medical necessity, and safe. She replied, "You'll need to remove it or face further action." I hung up shaking, not with fear, but anger. It wasn't just about a ramp anymore. It was about being treated like a problem. The next day, another notice came. Failure to comply may result in legal proceedings. That's when I decided, fine, let's talk legal. I spent the next few nights reading. The Fair Housing Act and the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, are clear. Homeowners associations cannot deny accessibility modifications. In fact, they must allow and even accommodate them. But instead of suing immediately, I had a better idea. If my ramp didn't fit the aesthetic, I'd give them one they could never forget. I called a local contractor and designer. Together, we built something incredible. A ramp made of stone and cedar, with built-in flower boxes, soft lighting, and hand-carved railings. It looked less like a medical necessity and more like something out of a home magazine. It cost $18,000, and I made sure to document every dollar. I attached photos, letters, and every fine notice the HOA had sent me. 3 weeks later, an investigator showed up, clipboard in hand. By the next HOA meeting, Carol looked pale. They weren't just in violation, they were facing serious federal penalties. In the end, the HOA was forced to reimburse me for the full $18,000 ramp, issue a formal apology, and rewrite their bylaws to include accessibility compliance. The story spread fast. HOA fines disabled homeowner, gets fined right back. Carol quietly resigned 2 months later. Now, every evening when the ramp lights glow, I smile. It is not just a way into my house. It is a monument to standing up for yourself, even when you're sitting down. So yeah, they wanted aesthetic improvement. They got one, and they paid for every inch of it.